Hello, welcome to episode 31 of the Conscious Cruiser. I'm Chet from Sea Lake Journeys, and my co-hosts today are Scott from Controversial Cruising, Alisa from Alisa's Adventures in Cruising, and we're going to talk today about what you need to know before you go on how to pack for that Alaska cruise. So we're going to come back and get with it right after this.
Welcome into the Conscious Cruiser podcast, the know before you go approach to cruising and travel. The smartest cruiser is the Conscious Cruiser. And your conscious casters, Alisa, Chet, and Scott.
Okay, good morning to all of y'all over there, and good morning to Scott and Alisa. Y'all ready to talk a little bit more about Alaska?
Oh, yes.
It's again one of those subjects we can't get enough of.
That's right. Especially with the season, the Alaskan season upon us. I figured, why not talk about it again and again and again and again and again and again.
So in this past week, I suppose in the things you've been doing for your channels, maybe you've been looking into Alaska cruises. I don't know. Have you?
Well, I definitely posted. I did a short. So I must be subconsciously thinking about it.
I'm always thinking about Alaska. This year I am not, maybe next year, but it's still always on my mind. Alaska is always on my mind. I love Alaska.
Yeah, Alaska is a bucket list destination for anybody who gets involved with cruising. So if y'all are thinking about it, guys, we're here to help you here with the Conscious Cruiser this morning to help you get ready to pack for your Alaska cruise. So let's start off with our first question of the day. In your opinion, is it easier to pack for a Caribbean cruise or an Alaska cruise? And of course, here on the Conscious Cruiser, we always do ladies first on the first question.
And I fall for it every time. I'm like, oh, what are they going to say? Tell me. It's easier for me to pack for the Caribbean cruises, and one, that's where I've been more often on my cruises, but also because I live in Florida, so I feel like I have more of those things ready to go: the t-shirts, the shorts, the sundresses. I'm from the north originally, so I thought I was kind of prepared for Alaska, but I don't have any of those clothes anymore. I don't have the jackets and the sweaters and the extra heavy sweatshirts. So Caribbean, I'm prepared. Alaska, I'll have to shop again.
Okay, Scott, are you ready? Is it easier for you to pack for Alaska? I mean, since you live in Arizona, or is it easier to pack for the Caribbean since you live in Arizona?
Well, I will say this, and I've said this many, many times on many different videos and live streams. I have a Caribbean suitcase, which has actually gotten smaller over time. So now my smaller carry-on is kind of like my meat and potatoes Caribbean cruise suitcase. So it has my it has my bathing suits, and it has snorkel gear. It has all the other kinds of things, a lot of shorts and things I'll only wear on cruises, shirts that I'll only wear on cruises, and that all kind of stays in that suitcase. So I guess if you were to ask me if it's easier to pack for Alaska or Caribbean, I'm already packed for a Caribbean cruise. If you told me it was free tomorrow and work was going to pay me, guess what? I'm already packed. I'm already packed.
Well, I mean, that changes everything. If it's free tomorrow and work's going to pay you too, don't you worry. I'm going to get it together for Alaska real quick.
You know it.
I'll even bring my Caribbean suitcase to Alaska and I'll figure it out when I get there.
Well, I think it's pretty obvious. Being from Florida, that I would pick it's easier to pack for a Caribbean cruise because I just put the clothes I wear every day in there. Yeah. It's the same thing, right? But I'm going to be the opposite today because that's how we roll here at the Conscious Cruiser. I'm going to say it's easier to pack for Alaska. Why? Why is it easier to pack?
Why?
Well, because there's so much stuff you don't have to worry about. You probably ain't going to need your bathing suit. You probably ain't going to need your flip-flops, your sandals, your socks that go with your sandals, your sombrero. You're not going to need none of that. You will need a hat, though, Scott. Yeah. Just saying.
Definitely will need a hat.
I
But you
did
know,
say
just
Pretty obvious.
pack a few layered clothes. Bring you a t-shirt, a long sleeve shirt that goes over the t-shirt, and a light jacket. That's easy. I can throw that together in 5 minutes. And I'll tell you what, if you forget that light jacket, any port you get to in Alaska, when you get off the ship, there's a store right there selling jackets for like 25 bucks. So don't worry if you forgot that. So go ahead on in there, get your Alaska souvenir t-shirt, get you a brand new jacket for 25 bucks because they're dirt cheap up there, you know?
They are.
So I'm going to say it's easy to pack for Alaska. Easy for me. And shoes? Oh, did I mention how easy? I did mention that. Don't worry
Those
about those
are
flip-flops and
shoes.
sandals and socks that go with your sandals. You're not going to need them. Just a pair of closed-toed shoes that are comfortable for doing a lot of walking because you're going to be doing, did I mention this? A lot of walking. So yeah, I think it's easier to pack for Alaska.
All right. All right.
Okay.
I really don't. I'm just saying that, but
We appreciate it. We appreciate it. Another perspective.
what a conscious cruiser, we're going to give you all the angles we can think of, right, guys?
Every angle.
We may even come up with one during the show that we like, oh, wait a minute, what about that angle?
Yeah.
We like,
Think about
we like
that one.
All right, here we go. This is a question number 2. We're going to kick this one off of Scott. The know before you go. What is a non-obvious item that you need to pack for Alaska? What item are you going to pack for Alaska that ain't so obvious, that's easily forgotten? Come on, Scott. I know you can think of 1 or 2 or 3.
Absolutely. I'm going to give you a double bonus. Well, one, you just stole one of mine, and it is closed-toed shoes, but I'm going to add to that. It's kind of like hikers or walking shoes because
Mhm.
Alaska has all of the ports that you're going to want to get out and you're going to want to explore. You're going to walk and you're going to hike a lot more than you ever thought you did in Mexico, Cozumel, Costa Maya. It doesn't matter.
Wherever.
You're going to walk 3 times, 4 times more in any Alaskan port. And right, it's beautiful. You'll want to see, once you get out in nature, you're going to want to go closer and closer, right? So you're going to want those hikers or something that are going to support your arches. So when you get back on the cruise, right, you're not like, oh my God, my feet. And then you got to sit down for like 5 hours just because, you were out for 10 hours out in Ketchikan or Skagway or something like that. So definitely 110% don't be out there in flip-flops. Definitely get yourself some good hikers or good walking shoes. Either way, whatever. You don't have to wear hikers, but they do have really good arch support. My second one, which a lot of people don't think about, and I think these kind of should go together, especially in Alaska. One is sunscreen. And you guys go, well, it's Alaska. It's cold. Oh my God, I don't need sunscreen. Okay. Alaska is one of those places because it has so much of a lot of snow a lot of the year, right? The reflection off of that snow and that ice, right, is a lot more it's a lot stronger, right, in those parts of the United States than, let's just say, even Arizona or Florida, right? The humidity might be more, but the UV is going to be a lot stronger in Alaska because of those reflective rays, excuse me. So 110% bringing the sunscreen. And the other one I would say is bringing the windburn cream, right? So the windburn cream you can get, it's like $7 or something like that on Amazon. But again, being able to put it around your lips or being able to put it on your fingers or something like that, right? When that wind really hits you in Alaska, I'm telling you, having that is going to be like a lifesaver. And I think both of those can kind of go in conjunction, and you don't really think about sunscreen and you don't think about windburn cream.
True.
And I definitely was thankful that I had this. And I've actually forgotten to say this. I was actually really thankful that I had that when I went up to hike in Juneau. No, not Juneau. Skagway or Ketchikan, one of them. I forgot what hike I did.
Wow.
I got to go back on my page and look. But yeah, I was definitely thankful that I had that because it was windy that day.
The wind was winding. It was whipping.
Oh, it was winding. It was winding. It was crisp. Oh man, and it was still sunny, which was crazy. And that's Alaska for you. So yes.
Interesting.
What do you got for us?
I'm going to say the non-obvious item, and something that I don't really carry in the Caribbean, was a backpack. I mean, sometimes you want to have a little, some kind of a tote bag to carry your stuff, but I definitely needed the backpack or some kind of tote bag to carry multiple things. For example, an umbrella. Or if you are dressing in layers and you need to take off or add a layer, like it was so much easier to have the backpack than to be standing there debating on whether or not I should take it or leave it, and then regretting the choice either way. Definitely used the backpack way more than I would have thought.
Yeah.
Doing the whole tie around your waist, and you're like,
Yeah.
why is she wearing a jacket and has it tied around her waist? Like,
Yes.
she didn't bring a backpack.
Yeah. Man, these are great things y'all are bringing up.
Great things. I didn't even think about that. Umbrella is another one too. That's
Yeah.
Alaska gets a lot of rain, y'all.
It gets rain. It gets rain.
Yeah, and in thinking about these things, I'm sure we can come up with more as we talk. But even sitting here, I know that during the summer months, if you hike up into those woods, I hear tell they got mosquitoes that can pick you up and carry you off. So maybe some mosquito spray might be something that you would forget, that we want you to throw into that backpack that Alisa's telling you about, and make room in that backpack for a rain jacket, raincoat. You know, one of those light little rain things to cover you up in case you ain't got room for the umbrella.
Right.
But, also packing that backpack some binoculars, because there's always something over yonder you're going to want to see. And like 5 miles away, you know, there's goats climbing up the cliff and things like that. And you get your binoculars, you can get a better view of them. And so those are some things that we would urge you to take with you to put in your backpack as you're hiking along up there in Alaska.
Definitely mosquito repellent. That's it. That's a good one.
Yeah, there's different things that you definitely would not think about with Alaska, you know. And you guys had some great ones. I'm loving it. So everybody out there on Spotify, thanks for joining us, and on YouTube, we appreciate all of you being here. Hopefully these tips are going to be helping you out. Get ready to pack for your Alaskan cruise, and maybe we'll see you there. But
that'd be nice.
In the meantime, I really want to thank our sponsor today. You know who our sponsor is? I'm going to show you. Can you guess?
This episode of The Conscious Cruiser is sponsored and supported by Alisa's Adventures in Cruising and the Monday Mood Check. Check out the Monday Mood Check every Monday at 4 p.m. Pacific and 7 p.m. Eastern. For some exciting cruise talk, munch pack reviews, and even some home cooking. So start of your week right every week with Alisa and the Monday Mood Check. Don't miss it. And now back to the Conscious Cat.
You guys got me looking at those cookies now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. When you're in Alaska, you're going to want some hot chocolate and cookies, ain't you? All kinds of things you want to take with you going up there. I saved a little extra time. I put the commercial a little earlier because I think number 3 is going to take some time, y'all. I looked at this question that our resident genius there, Scott, wrote up for us. And here it comes. Here it comes. Fill in the blank. And everybody on Spotify and YouTube, join with us.
Ooh, I love this.
Fill in the blank on your side. I could not survive in Alaska without my blank. Okay.
This one is hard. This one is hard. Oh, goodness. I mean, there are so many things, and some of them we already talked about. But survive without. I think I'm going to go with the something Scott was just touching on about the sunscreen and the windscreen. Like, I definitely needed my sunglasses. You know, you don't think, like we said, you think about the cold. You don't necessarily think about how strong the sun is, but it was strong, and I was definitely like. So I had to dig into the backpack and whip out the sunnies. So you need your sunglasses there too.
The sunnies.
Yeah,
well, I can't survive Alaska without a duck fart or a moose fart or a crab fart or any kind of fart. So
I managed to do that. I managed not to have one. I don't know how that happened.
And you haven't really been to Alaska yet. You got to go back.
We got to go back for
live
episode number 100 in Alaska, and all the Conscious Cruiser cast has duck farts together.
There you go.
I'm booking it right now.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go.
Book it for 2030, y'all.
2030. Oh, that's awesome. That's a good year. Let's
That's a
say
good
we do it
year.
in 2030. Y'all hold us to it there, everybody out there.
They
But
heard it here
no,
first.
I would say definitely if you are visiting Juneau, there is definitely a little fun farting passport, and you can go farting around Juneau. There are a few bars. There's one actually right outside the terminal that you can get the little fart passport card from, and you can go farting around Juneau. There are a lot of things to do in a lot of these ports. I think this is what I'm kind of saying to you guys. There's a lot of things to do without having to do an excursion, right? I think there's a lot of undue pressure that one gets put on when you book an Alaska cruise, right? Because we're obviously looking and you get to see all these helicopter rides and hiking all the way up to the top of the Alaska mountain and doing all these crazy things with dog sleds. And I'm not saying if you're going and it's a once in a lifetime thing and you have the funds to do it, please go ahead and do it. But if you book the cruise and now you're like, oh my God, I don't have enough money to do the helicopter, there
Yeah.
are so many other things like farting around Juneau and other museums and things like that that are either low cost or they're free, and or you can just explore for hours and hours and hours and hours in these ports and just go in and out. You can even window shop. You don't even have to shop. You can just walk around, and there are just so many things to do. So I honestly, I could not survive Alaska without exploring. That is kind of my bigger real answer, not my, the fart.
That's
Very good.
fantastic.
Because
Very
it is.
good.
It's every port, right, is there's something to explore, right? You're like, oh, I missed this in Juneau. Well, guess what? You're going to Skagway and you're going to Ketchikan. So you got two more chances, right? There are so many things to do, salmon walk, and I mean, so many things to do out there. And all of us have vlogs on Alaska. So if you're looking for things to do and wondering what I'm talking about exploring wise, go and check out all of our pages. So I want to explore Alaska right now that I'm talking. I'm getting giddy. I want to go. Get me to Alaska.
Go ahead. Lisa.
No, like I said, that is true about the exploring. Like Alaska is so picturesque. Everywhere you turn, it's a postcard. Like, oh my God, that's beautiful. Oh my God, that is beautiful. Like, there is so much to see. And I remember being in Skagway, and if you haven't been, when you get to go, you're kind of in a valley in Skagway and surrounded by these beautiful mountains, and you're kind of like, oh, looking up. But as you're walking down that main street, all the little side streets have such interesting looking little shops or restaurants. I didn't get to go and have what's the fried dough, Scott? You know what I'm talking about. There's a little place that down there that I wanted to go into, but I'm gonna look for it again if I get to go back. But there's lots of little places like that you just want to walk and go down and see. So
100%.
Yeah, do not stay on the ship in Alaska. Nobody's going to stay on the ship in Alaska. You're going to get off at every port, because whether you're going on an excursion or you're walking around the port, there is so much to see. Which brings me to my two things you cannot survive in Alaska without. Robin from Sea Lake Journey says she cannot survive without her gloves. If you think about it, if you're a person that your hands get cold easy and you don't want to walk around with your hands in your pockets all the time, get some gloves. Now, for me, it was easy. My princess jacket here. I even brought it to show you. Look at this, y'all. Ain't that
wow?
Is that
nice.
awesome?
Very nice.
Very nice.
Fuzzy inside, water resistant outside, water repellent outside. A hoodie.
Yeah.
And it's relatively thick, but it doesn't weigh anything. So you can buy them on a princess ship. They have them on sale. I think they're normally $35. I think we got it for 25 or 30.
So that's cheap.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, it was cheap. And so when we go to Alaska, I always take that jacket. So it's been there twice. So those are the things that we have to have, because you're going to either be going on an excursion or walking around town. And so get your backpack on, get your binoculars, get your chapstick, your sunscreen, your bug repellent, and put all that in your backpack with your. If you got this kind of jacket, you won't have to worry about the rain jacket because it's water repellent for you. So get out there and see Alaska. That's our best advice, I think, from all of us is get out there and see it for yourself.
Yep. And I actually have one more, so I'll
Yeah.
add an extra bonus, and I think both of you are gonna go, whoa. But I could not survive Alaska without my senses, right? The seeing, the smelling, right? The air, right? In Alaska, Tracy on Fjord, Ketchikan, right? You go outside, you're like, it's like it's not even like air in Arizona or New York or Florida. I mean, it's like it's crisp, it's natural, it's oh my god, it's refreshing. It does something to your insides, right? And that smell, right? And then the taste, as Alisa was alluding to, of the fried dough that I can't think of right now, right? You need all your taste for the crab legs and the donuts and all the other crazy things. The salmon dip you're gonna try in Alaska, right? And the touch, right? You're gonna be touching things in Alaska. I don't know. I just had to do that. And then obviously you're going to be hearing things in Alaska, maybe like birds and bears and mountain goats and lions and things like that. So
ice cracking off the glacier.
Ice cracking off the glaciers. Thank you very much, Chet. So I couldn't survive Alaska without my senses.
Very good.
That is awesome. That is so. Man, I tell you what, y'all are making me want to go back to Alaska right now.
I mean, this to 2030 is sounding like a real thing.
I think we do need to plan that, y'all.
2030, Conscious Cruiser, all of you guys.
Let's do it. Let's do it at land and sea.
Ooh.
7 days on the ship, 7 days on land.
Work, if you're listening to this, just keep on scrolling.
Yep. We're talking a little ways away. Don't worry.
Yeah. Okay, here's the biggie question. I know y'all got some good stuff for this because I came up with stuff that I brung here to show you. I got show and tell coming up, y'all.
What's got show and tell?
Yeah, the question of the cast, but everybody on Spotify and YouTube can join in with us. What Alaskan souvenir are you leaving room in your suitcase for? You're going to pack your suitcase, but you're going to leave a spot so that when you come back, you can bring home a souvenir from Alaska. What is it going to be? Oh, who wants to go first on that?
What am I going to leave? That's a good one. That's a good one.
What are you going to bring home with you? What kind of souvenir? You've been on excursions. You've walked around the ports. You've seen stuff in Alaska that you're like, I've got to have that. And you're going to bring it home with you.
The biggest gold nugget ever.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's a good one.
I'll share it with you guys. I'll share it. We'll go thirds.
I gotta remember that.
That
fresh
would be
salmon
awesome.
from the creek. How about that? A fresh salmon, like it's still flopping, and just throw them in the suitcase.
You know, you can catch one up there and have it sent back to where you live.
Yes, you can.
Yeah, it's a true thing, Scott. He won't be alive when he gets there.
That's good, I think. Oh my gosh, you guys are crazy. Well, I'm gonna say something a little more basic. One of the things that I kept saying when when I was admiring all the views was just like it just felt like Christmas. And so I normally buy tree ornaments when I'm traveling. So I think that's a small souvenir that we can collect, like the magnets or whatever, and then you pull them out at the end of the year, the holiday time, and you remember all the things that you got to do. So along those lines, I definitely was looking for them and picked up a couple in Alaska from the different stops. And one of the shops had a little miniature like manger scene, nativity scene, but it was carved out of bear or carved into little bears. So yeah, so it was really cute. And I was debating on whether or not to get it. It's not very big, but box added weight for sure to the suitcase. But I was like, do I get it? Do I not get it? Do I not? I got it.
Yeah.
So I'm really glad that I did that. So save room for those holiday inspired souvenirs.
That's awesome.
I love it. That's a good one. I never even thought about that. I
didn't either. Well, Scott, what did you think of that we didn't think about?
Well, I guess it's more of what I didn't think about, but I definitely had to save room in my suitcase for a hat the last time I went to Alaska because I did not have a hat. No, not even that kind of hat, Chet, because that wouldn't have saved me. I needed one that went over my ears. What do they call those? A beanie? You guys call them a beanie?
Yep.
Yeah,
Is that
a
the thing
beanie.
to call them now? A beanie, right? So I did have to save room for a beanie, but I am a sucker for a good hoodie or a good sweatshirt, and especially in a place like Alaska, I definitely had to save room in my suitcase for my Skagway sweatshirt or I think it was the Arctic Bar sweatshirt that I got
Mm,
in my suitcase for sure. Even
mm.
though when you roll them, a hoodie, if you're not wearing it, it's kind of bulky. So I definitely
Yeah.
had to save some room. And we were 49.5 pounds coming back from Alaska in the last
So
saved
close.
just enough.
Just made it.
So I did save room for that hoodie. I did. And I was not wearing it on the way back to Phoenix, Arizona. Oh,
Oh, that's awesome. Well, I did get me an Alaska hat, obviously. So wore that back. And I got a conventional thing.
You know what we call that hat, Chet, real quick? You know what we call that? A Florida Alaska hat, because that's where you wear that hat, in Florida.
Exactly. I like it so much that I don't wear it much because I don't want it to wear out. So, but next time I go to Alaska, I'll be wearing
You wear it's his Alaskan traveling hat.
my Alaska travel hat.
All right,
Hey, maybe you want a T-shirt? I don't know. Can y'all see that?
Yep,
Ooh.
yep. Nice one. Nice one.
That's a
You
nice
got to
one.
get something, and that don't take up much room or weigh much in your suitcase. But I do look for something a little different, though. And I'm not a big souvenir buyer. But when I see something unique that I've just never seen anywhere else, I'm going to get it. So I saved room in my suitcase for this Thor's hammer. There was a blacksmith, a live blacksmith at one of our stops. It was where they were carving the totem pole. So we're watching this guy carve totem poles, and the blacksmith's over there banging away, making these Thor's hammer necklaces. So I had to have one.
Wow.
And guess what? That don't take up much room in your suitcase either, guys. And it's something unique that you get from a blacksmith right there in Alaska. And it didn't cost much.
That's pretty cool.
Handmade, unique item. Very good.
Maybe sometimes on your excursion, they'll give you something like this. It's a pin.
Got some gold?
That's just it's a fake gold, but it's a pin from a wagon ride. We went on 2 different wagon rides, and one of them we got a little pin. I thought that was cool. Don't take up much room. Fits in your suitcase. And we did collect some of that gold, Scott, but I forgot to bring the card over here. We did the panning for gold.
Yeah.
And we got 6 little flakes, and they're put on a plastic card about the size of a credit card and laminated in. And it says, "You'll never be broke as long as you have this."
Oh, that's cool.
You can bring home some of that Alaskan gold as a souvenir, and it'll fit in your wallet. And
nice.
Does that actually work at the supermarket? Can you tap to pay with that? So at Publix, does it just bing? Yep, you're rich.
Tried that.
I haven't tried.
Ideas.
I'm waiting for gold to get up above 3,000 an ounce before I.
Smart.
But there's some unique ideas, y'all, to save room in your luggage for. Maybe you want to buy a small totem pole from the totem pole place. Robin from Sea Lake Journeys, though, she wants to bring home a puppy from the sled dog puppy.
Oh, yeah.
Let's do that.
Speaking of, I forgot I did bring a little totem pole home from Alaska.
Look at that.
Nice.
Authentic from Alaska.
Yeah.
Still has the tag on it.
Yep.
That did not say made in China, did it?
$12, y'all.
$12.
Okay. Made in Alaska. Yes, I love it. I love it. Doesn't take up no room in a suitcase. Don't hardly weigh nothing. So there's souvenirs that you can get from Alaska that don't cost a lot, won't take up a lot of space in your luggage, and there you go. You can get them cheap, but you're going to want to get something. That's our main point for that. So think about getting a souvenir in Alaska in case it's a one-time bucket list item for you. But maybe you'll go back again. I do want to let y'all know, though, that next week, I'm going to throw this out there. Next week on the Conscious Cruiser is going to be episode number 32 with Alisa on Alisa's channel, Alisa's Adventures in Cruising. And the topic is going to be cruising for the first time. For the first time. Doesn't matter where you're going, Caribbean, Europe, Alaska, Mars, wherever you're going to be cruising to, we're going to help you here at the Conscious Cruiser. Get ready for that very first cruise.
Can't wait.
All right, guys, any last words before we close it out?
No. Have a great week, all.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think to wrap this up, if you have the chance to go to Alaska, to cruise to Alaska, definitely go for it. We've had amazing times and adventures there, and clearly we want to go again. So we give it a thumbs up.
2030. 2030.
2030.
Okay, guys. On behalf of Scott from Controversial Cruising, Alisa from Alisa's Adventures in Cruising, I'm Chet from Sea Lake Journeys. Thanks for joining us here on YouTube and on Spotify. We'll see you.
Check.
Yes, see you at the mood check.
Beat you there.
Bye.
Bye.